Luo Feng pondered for a moment and said, I've heard that the high-level primordial bloodline in the large primordial hall can be bought with primordial crystals. I also need to purchase high-level primordial bloodline based on the life and death path. You can have the City Lord's side purchase it on your behalf. Bozu nodded. The pricing for high-level primordial bloodline by Senior Yuan Anthem isn't too expensive, generally not exceeding 10 billion primordial crystals. I've collected information on all high-level primordial bloodline for sale from the large primordial hall, Bai Yin Divine Emperor said. There should be 73 types centered on life and death, requiring 530 billion primordial crystals in exchange. That should be it, Luo Feng said. Have the City Lord's side deliver all the bloodlines and auxiliary cultivation treasures I've purchased to the Transmission Holy Mountain. At this moment, Luo Feng's avatar far away in the land of origin had already split into another avatar, beginning to transmit through the Gorge Lake to the Dark Sacred Realm. Please use the remaining primordial crystals to help me purchase 30 million battle merits, Luo Feng said. Is it an urgent purchase or not? Bozu asked. What's the difference between the two? Luo Feng asked. If you're not in a hurry, the City Lord's side can slowly gather the battle merits. 30 million battle merits ... might take over a billion epochs, Bozu said. For many cultivators, waiting millions or billions of epochs is tolerable. Gradually gathering, each battle merit costs 110,000 primordial crystals to purchase. Luo Feng nodded. In those cities of the Nine Rivers Sacred Realm, the general purchase price is 100,000 primordial crystals per battle merit. But factoring in the efforts of various forces, when it comes to Luo Feng, naturally, it requires a little increase. A billion epochs. Luo Feng asked, what about an urgent purchase? An urgent purchase, 30 million battle merits, might also need tens of millions of epochs. Each battle merit costs 120,000 primordial crystals, Bozu said. This is already a relatively cheap price after the competition between forces in the Dark Sacred Realm. Still too slow, Luo Feng said. Can it be quicker if you offer a higher price? With the Dark Sacred Realm as the center, in multiple worlds, many battle merits will be prioritized for you, Bozu said. If I offer 130,000 primordial crystals per battle merit, how long will it take to gather? Luo Feng asked. The profit can reach 30%. That's quite high already. It might be gathered in 1,000 epochs, Bozu said. After all, the battle merits you want are too numerous. Gathering 30 million battle merits in a short time indeed requires collecting from multiple worlds. Luo Feng nodded. Deliver every 10 million battle merits once. With his strength, in the environment of the Dark Sacred Realm, once leaving Chengfeng City, without the city regulations and constraints, Luo Feng would not be sure of surviving under the siege of a group of peak levels. Indeed needed to convert some battle merits under his name as much as possible. I also need some powerful secret treasures, Luo Feng said. We can talk about strong secret treasures of the life and death category. Life and death category. Quite rare. Even the entire Chengfeng City is willing to sell, probably not many secret treasures of the life and death category, Bozu said. I'm willing to buy at a high price, Luo Feng smiled. Strong secret treasures like the Undying Heart and Palm World are even possessed by the ancestors of the two countries. Have primordial powerhouses generally have a few? For example, the Wei Yon Palace Master has two in his Yulan City avatar. The more numerous quantities are generally owned by peak-level existences. They might even get secret treasures of the Eye of Life and Death level, but such treasures can't be sold, nor can they be brought out of the source world. Since you're buying at a high price, that makes it easier, Bozu laughed. Such powerful secret treasures are relatively common in the Dark Sacred Realm, and source world powerhouses generally have 2 or 3. Chengfeng City, City Owner's Mansion. The City Lord Feng Qiao, tall and massive like a stone giant, his golden eyes looking around. He is a peak-level existence, the master of Chengfeng City, one of the 5 cities in the Dark Sacred Realm. Also, the most trusted brother of Dragon 9 Taoist Monarch. He commands another 28 peak-level existences. This force is extremely prominent in the entire Dark Sacred Realm. 73,000 billion primordial crystals. This Luo Feng Divine Emperor is quite ruthless. Intelligence shows his strength is extraordinary, able to single-handedly overpower for super limit levels. But he just didn't defend his city. allowing for low-level primordial life armies to breach the city. When these low-level primordial life armies reached the core area, he conveniently managed to successfully deploy his formation. Under the formation's cover, these armies were too deep. During their retreat, he defeated them one by one, ultimately slaughtering 90%. In my opinion, that was all part of his plan. He intentionally let the city fall, lured the enemy deep inside, and finally harvested. He gathered almost half of the core descendants of the low-level primordial life from the Nine Rivers Sacred Realm, which resulted in such a huge gain. What a brilliant strategy. He has been in Yulan City for over 2,000 epochs. I guess his previously displayed weak strength was all a disguise. He probably discovered the birth of the super limit level enchanting heartworm. So he laid an ambush in the most vulnerable Yulan City, quietly waiting for the low-level primordial lives to attack. All the peak-level existences sat scattered around. It was because of this transaction that they started investigating Luo Feng's intelligence. This investigation left them amazed. They have reasons to suspect that it was all this Luo Feng Divine Emperor's deliberate plan. As for Luo Feng coming from the land of origin, they haven't discovered this part in a short time. The Yuan Xiong Palace Master could find out. Because he was the master of Yulan City at that time, he also knew the relationship between Luo Feng and Emperor Qing, as well as the relationship between Emperor Qing and primogenitor Yan Feng. This is how he managed to investigate everything thoroughly. He purchased every low-level primordial bloodline related to life and death, including 73 types of high-level primordial bloodline and some auxiliary cultivation treasures, totaling 688 billion. Prepare all of it and send it to the Transmission Holy Mountain. To his avatar, City Lord Feng Qiao calmly instructed. A transaction of over 600 billion primordial crystals doesn't mean much to the forces he commands. He also wants to purchase 30 million battle merits, and he is willing to pay 130,000 primordial crystals per battle merit. City Lord Feng Qiao smiled slightly. Deploy all the low-level primordial life corpses we can access and use them to confirm battle merits for Luo Feng Divine Emperor first. Our stock, along with what can be quickly mobilized from other forces, is about 8 million battle merits, an elderly man in black robe said beside him. Let's earn what we can first. City Lord Feng Qiao was very satisfied with this transaction. The numerous low-level primordial life corpses, amounting to 73,000 billion primordial crystals, could be split, refined, and utilized in many ways. The low and mid-level members under his command could earn some labor fees, and the upper levels could make 1 or 2,000 billion primordial crystals profit. The critical point is the urgent purchase of battle merits by Luo Feng. Although the time is pressing, the transaction scale is large, and the profit still exceeds 5,000 billion primordial crystals. No need for slaughter, no need for adventure. Such a vast amount of resources were acquired, so they were naturally pleased. City Lord, are we really not going to take action? A seductive woman spoke, her scale-armored tail swaying slightly, revealing her excitement. If the Battle of Yulan City was indeed his meticulous strategy, such a cultivator would not give you the opportunity, City Lord Feng Qiao said. If Yulan City wasn't part of his strategy, his talent is terrifying enough that it doesn't suit plundering. City Lord Feng Qiao has a high status and abundant resources. He needs to maintain his position, not take risks. Several peak-level existences present felt a bit uneasy upon hearing this. But City Lord Feng Qiao's influence was too great. Without his consent, it would be difficult to push the issue. In Shengfeng City, a vast cave mansion. In the dark expanse of the cave mansion, the space twisted, and 15 blurry figures sat scattered around. Even our 70 to 1,200 billion offer didn't succeed. Seems like this selling price is even higher, a sharp voice sounded. If there's a chance to rob this Luo Feng Divine Emperor, each of us could get a few thousand billion primordial crystals. That would be a huge deal. A voice from a black sphere said, running a force to earn is too slow. This fortune is too massive. The 15 of them have long been suppressed by the City Lord's side. Gaining resources has clearly been a constant struggle for them. We can't act within the city. A thin man sitting cross-legged had a semblance of the origin flavor of the source world, sitting there, forming his own regulation origin, affecting the formation operation within the vast cave mansion. We need to be patient and wait for opportunities to arise. With such wealth, seeking to exchange it for battle merits, how much can he exchange it for? So he will surely need to carry a lot of primordial crystals, and he will also surely go to the large primordial hall. With so much battle merits and wealth to convert it into strength, he definitely needs to go to the large primordial hall, and that's our opportunity. They were not concerned about danger. Throughout the entire dark sacred realm, the combined force of the 15 of them feared no one.